That's why I want to ask y'all about this. Is this a humiliation ritual? Or it's just a tradition in Hollywood? And the reason I thought of it again recently, for the first time, I was checking out the Tuah podcast because they had Wiz Khalifa as a guest.
Shit. I feel like he'd just be so cool in a dress.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
I feel like you'd look cool in a dress.
Nah.
Man.
I'm cool off
okay,
of that.
you can wear a tux. Or that if you want to.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't really give a
probably
shit.
just do it like this.
I'll probably be wearing something.
So I personally don't think, especially after watching it again, that it was malicious. It could have been. You never, like, for real, you never know. But she's kind of new to entertainment. So I don't think it was that malicious, especially for how quick she dropped it. And Wiz is part of the reason, like Wiz, he was so cool and smooth with it that it wasn't a big deal. But hearing that with me and all my experience and the things that I've seen, I'm like, yo, was this part of it? I can't help but wonder, because he's black and it's a white person asking him about wearing a dress and saying you look good in a dress, that's part of it, right? But she did try to feminize him, huh? Right? And I'm pretty sure I was at a Social Thursday. I don't know if you heard me say that before, when I was bringing up this topic, and a sister was like, do you really think it's that deep? Or is it just something, like she was basically saying, is it something that we've become paranoid about as black people? I guess the broader question is, to make it in a certain level of success in Hollywood, just like the whole, I'm not gonna bring up Diddy exactly, but do you have to compromise yourself in some way? Do you have to participate in something that, as you said, feminizes you? But the thing is, in our culture, we don't like being feminized while other cultures find it okay. Definitely. Because that's what it seems like on the inside, right? That's what I'm thinking. Is it a group think? Is it group think for me because I'm on the inside of the culture and I've been brought up and there's been so many leaders that have said something like this? But I think it's because there aren't as many positions for us. So taking that role was only in for some people. Yeah. Yeah. Does that feminization that comes with you presenting yourself on the screen also come with some type of sexual act behind the scenes of you being feminized? Because I know dead ass when it comes to auditions, or even, it's not even in entertainment, right? In employment, some people get the job because the person hiring is attracted to them. And some people sleep. We know it. Some people have sex. They use sex for their advantage, right? Like one white actor has 6 doors, only 2 might be wearing a dress, while for us, we have 2 doors and one is the dress and the other is thug. It's spinning right now. Yeah.
Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me.
Do you think it's something as well where you're seen as less black, less of a real nigga for putting on a dress? Let me see, is this related? What does he say?
Where's the money? You can check it out. There was a scene, they asked me to wear a dress.
Less threatening.
I ain't had no problem wearing a dress. I didn't care. But I knew the rumors. The rumors are black man wearing a dress. So I was like, fuck no, I ain't wearing your dress.
That's the same attitude I had
And I didn't wear the dress.
when I was asked to wear a dress. Oh.
I did a movie.
Interesting.
Check it out. There was a scene, they asked me to wear a dress. I ain't had no problem wearing a dress. I didn't care. But I knew the rumors. The rumors are black man wearing a dress. So I was like, fuck no, I ain't wearing your dress.
You know, that's great to see this clip because I'm pretty sure he's around our same age. And so he definitely, that's the same exact mentality I had. It's like, your whole life you're hearing about this moment. And then when this moment happens, you're like, wait a second, this is what they warned me about. So hell no, right? I feel that I was asked to play a thug and I said the same thing. Hell no, fuck no. Respect. That's cool how he flipped it and he decided to wear a diaper. I like that. That's cool.
I'm not. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on and what? A prostitute? No, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in a discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it?
Yeah. You know what's also, I can really relate to the way that Dave Chappelle's story is told, is that when the dress is presented for you to wear, it's not like it was a discussion or it was like everything else is planned, everything else we know, everyone's on the same page. But when it comes to the dress, it's kind of like they spring it on you and they spring it on you kind of nonchalantly, like, like it's gonna be hilarious. And it was like, it feels like you're kind of being ambushed with it, surprised and being put in a scenario where it feels like you're being manipulated, you know? Right, like they walk into the room with knowledge of so much, then they joke a dress when you, yeah. It was really a joke. But it was similar to, I guess, how Dave Chappelle went, and also with King Batch, where they saw my reaction, and they're like, okay, it's okay, it's all good, it's all good.
You know, to this day, people like the stigma of you wearing a dress and the white man got you wearing a dress and no, man, you got it twisted. The white man got me wearing a dress. I didn't do this to try and get in Hollywood. This was something that we created because we said this would be funny.
Right.
Black people, black artists, stop minimalizing your creativity. We should do it all. Physical comedy, we should do drama, we should do, you know, romantic comedy. You gotta do slapstick. We should be able to cover all forms of our expression of comedy because
Word, you agree?
People don't do that.
Me too.
White people don't sit there and go, man, look at Dustin Hoffman wearing that dress. Look at Robin Williams wearing a dress. There you go. Robin Williams wearing a dress again.
Didn't Dustin Hoffman
Look
win
at
the war?
Tom.
He won. Did he win?
Black people get skewered and scrutinized. White people win statues.
It's very true. That's why this is such an interesting conversation to me. Because I can also see why just deep down in root, when you think about, as a black man, how they would castrate you out of, whether it be jealousy or fear of your manhood, right? They would cut off niggas' dicks. So it is something that I can see the old school mentality of you connecting the dots of just seeing someone saying you're putting the dress and you connecting the dots. You having like, maybe if it being in your DNA as a black person, be like, oh nah. Like something, like an ancestor pop up and be like, nigga, you might want to reconsider that. You know what I'm saying?
To play as a woman.
Juwana man.
Yes, Juwana man.
In a story that proves I love you, Juwana man. Being a superstar is a total drag.
Wow, great wordplay. Being a superstar is a total drag.
But the whole dress bit was already overdone. You know, it was like it was hacky. You know, and I did it purely for the money and to work with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it for the purity of comedy, but I did it for the purity of working with Martin. It was like, wasn't slack from people. Only Katt Williams. Katt Williams was trying to always say, Brandon, don't wear a dress. You know,
he called you or?
He said it in the media, so I thought he was heckling me. He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. I was immature.
Right.
I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it. Why you bashing me? And then he was trying to warn me, you know, don't get in the dress. So the Awakened Brandon, you couldn't pay him $1 trillion to get in the dress.
Yeah. Was there like
That's also something that I brought up in the beginning of this conversation, is that it's also been presented to me, the wearing the dress, as almost like a part of a ritualistic event where you can't turn back. And it's like you've sold a part of yourself or you compromised a part of yourself. You did it for money. And it's a sense of like they own a sense of you or a part of you because they got you to do that for money. So I think also, if you have personally nothing wrong with it, I think that's with anything in entertainment. If it goes against your personal morals, standing up and saying no to it regardless, I think is the whole part of not selling your soul. But if you really feel comfortable when you wear dresses as a dude by yourself all the time, and it's not a big deal, then I don't see it as part of like a selling your soul thing. I wouldn't want that to be what made me. Yeah, Miss Doubtfire. Right.
But me, for my God and my culture, my ancient culture, we didn't do stuff like that.
That's high key what you've been saying. You use that word culture. Yep. But the thing is, in our culture, we don't like being feminized while other cultures find it okay.
So I was cursed by it. I believe it was a curse that went with that personally, because nothing went right since then. That's true.
Word. So once again, that's the whole reason we're going to start this conversation. Is it just a Hollywood tradition, as he was saying, something in their culture that is all good? Or is it some type of thing to humiliate us? Because I have heard the rumors, especially with everything that came out with Diddy, is that if you're not inclined to homosexual activities, to get a role or to get an opportunity, you might have to do some homosexual activities. So let's see. I'm laughing at myself for that wording. Word. I mean, even when I'm doing this research right now for this video and I'm watching these scenes of the brothers in dresses, I'm laughing at the comedy. It is funny. They've been trying to make drag normalized for years. Wesley Snipes, Patrick Swayze, and John Leguizamo. It's going on forever. To people talk about black men doing it. Three Stooges. Don't forget, there's a lot of white men actors who wore dresses too. It's definitely a cultural thing. Arsenio Hall and Coming to America. Yep. Wesley Snipes wore a dress too.
Attention! If anybody's seen Alicia's keys, please.
He's really got the little micro mannerisms down of an old lady. He's funny as fuck, yeah. A little facial expressions he had. That was hilarious, yo. Hilarious, dude. The more that I'm watching this stuff, when I see these performances of brothers in dresses, they're hilarious. I get the humor. This is dated, right? 11 years ago. I get the humor is that at the time, the Vatican and the reputation of the Catholic Church was so bad, they needed a drastic change. So they went the complete opposite with a young girl instead of an old man. I get that in the humor. But out of all the skits we've seen of a brother in a dress so far, this one I think was one of the weakest ones. I wondered with the younger generation if they also have that same idea instilled in them as I did, and perhaps you might have did growing up and seeing things with hearing all these rumors, like King Bach said, about wearing a dress.
Oh my God. And swing like that, flick like that.
My cover for my album, Jeffrey. It's like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kung Lao.
There's two of them. There's Bradon and Sub-Zero.
The one that frees Sub-Zero.
No, honestly, when I saw the picture here in this book, it reminded me straight up of like an anime character, like it's some anime character drip. Especially how long it is. It is no disrespect to Young Thug, but this model in the book, I think, really rocked that shit. Was really rocking that shit. Young Thug did it, but I think this model did it better. Yeah, you could tell. I could tell from when I watched that, at least the Jeffrey cover, that he didn't know it was a dress, especially the way that it was presented.
Yeah, I bought it, and it's like people like he got on a dress.
Like it did look drippy as fuck. That's why you see how he had that pose of him sitting like that on the side, because that's how you saw it in the book, and that was a drippy looking fit in the book with the hat. If you wore a black leather jacket with it, you wouldn't probably ever know it was a dress. This one is okay. This is the actual Young Thug. The other guy we were looking at was a fan. This one looks much more like a dress. You can see the frills more. So he got guns in his nipples. That's a fake butt. We're coming to the climax of the scene. Flamethrower? Kill him. Oh my goodness. He had flamethrowers in them titties. The dress matched his shoes. I think he thought it was close to a shirt or something. It kind of does look like, you know how we used to wear the extra long? I used to remember having a extra long tee, and at that point they did almost, it's almost like a dress because the tee is so long, it comes down to your knees.
And the guy that catches the most criticism, obviously, is Tyler Perry, because the Medea role that he plays.
Do you think Tyler Perry regrets putting on that dress? I don't.
Hell no.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying.
$1 billion?
He put the titties on?
Yeah.
The belly? Yeah. I think at one point he had a camel toe.
Yeah.
What's he going too far now?
Here we go.
Damn, there you go right there.
Hearing Master T's message, especially when he said, other people got to do what they got to do, it comes back down to it again, and it's the whole topic of black man and black culture and us being emasculated. And I also think, like I said before, maybe something in your DNA from when we were slaves in America and they would literally cut off a black man's dick. So I feel that old school mentality that we get, even though it might not be this deep, for some people, they might have that intention of emasculating you. It's just the way the world works. I feel like you never truly know the intention. There might be cases where this is just harmless fun, and it might be a case where this is our intention to do this to this black man. Because, and I can't help but think of that way because of the history of America. Yeah, long conditioning of emasculation. Jay, thank you for being a part of the conversation, bro.
That's why people love Medea so much. She reminds them of real grandmothers back in the day. Now grandmothers on television, they're so politically correct. They don't say what's really real. You know, she's the kind of grandmother back in the day would say, sit your ass down before I bust you in the face. You know, grandmothers don't say that anymore.
Yeah. Okay, I understand what he had to say about the character. And I don't engage with too much Tyler Perry media anymore. But from my understanding of everything that I've absorbed from hearing black people talk about him, seeing stuff on the headlines in the news, at a point in his life, Tyler Perry was sexually abused. And I have the feeling that the Medea character is very therapeutic, like acting exercise, and might even be one of those things where you own something tragic that happened to you in your life, and you're able to express it as he does with this character. Like I said, this is the outside looking at it. This is me speculating. I don't know him like that. There's no black and white answer, right, when it comes to this. And the overall message of what I've got from researching and asking this question, my hope now is that black people, black men, as entertainers, that we aren't limited in expressing ourselves, or we choose to put on a dress, that it's really a choice and that it's not a compromise. That you do it because you truly want to, not because you feel forced to, or because this is the only way for you to make it. That's what my only hope is for the niggas wearing dresses. Word. And shout out to Press J to start for hooking it up in the conversation.